Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of First and Last. My name is Josh, and with me this week I've got Joe.
Hey, man.
Hey. That's it. Jimmy's saving whales from freezing in ice.
I clicked on this electric blanket like 30 seconds ago, and it's like already working.
Dude, get an electric blanket.
Like, I don't know why I'm surprised, but like, I don't know. Just like usually things that you like use for heat, whether it's like your car or even like your house heat.
And when you turn the shower on, you gotta wait.
You like gotta wait, but this is fairly immediate.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, it's already a blanket, so it's already like, even if it's off, it's already working.
It's already doing
to start, right?
It's already doing its job, right?
But like now we're turbocharged.
Would you set it at?
6.7, 6.5.
Okay.
Both 6 and 7 are lit up.
Wait, get it to like, I mean, if you dare, you turn it to like 9.
Yeah.
Or even H. Because we don't have a 10, we have an H.
H. It goes all the way up to H.
And I promise you, like, probably in like 15 minutes, you'll be like, I gotta take this blanket off.
I'm intrigued. Because, like, I want that, like, on my feet. Like, my feet are always the coldest, which makes sense, is the extremity.
Yeah.
And so I want my feet to get to a point where, like, oh, it's, like, hot now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to click it up.
Do it. I don't want to get, like, weird about it, but I do, like, I feel like at night, it's like, get under the blanket, take your socks off, and then just let the blanket be your socks.
Yeah, for sure.
So good.
I don't, as much as I talk about, like, wanting to keep my feet warm, I'm a sockless sleeper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
People that sleep in socks, psychos.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm a lot of people. That's probably like just 50-50, right?
Yeah, because at that point it's like a texture thing, but like I do want my feet to be warm.
Yeah, it is definitely a texture thing because I'm totally fine with them being like under, like, on a blanket and stuff. You could probably tie my feet into a blanket, like, and if I got up, I'd just like fall over. But socks and then nope.
Yeah, too much, too many layers.
I don't like it. Yeah, even when I'm like camping. Gotta take those socks off.
Really? Yeah. See, that's the thing where I was thinking about.
Well, I mean,
like,
unless it's like cold or something like that.
Yeah. Or like in circumstances where like it is a colder environment, then like maybe I do keep the socks on.
Yeah, if you need it. You need it. Joe, this podcast goes live a couple days after John Cena's final match.
Oh boy. R.I.P.
Yeah, he dies at the end.
Spoiler.
That'd be wild. Do you even care?
I think he's fighting Gunther.
I believe he's fighting the Ring General.
That
is Gunther.
I care enough. Listen, his matches for the past year or so like haven't been great.
Did you watch any of the last 3? Because they've all been against Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
No, I haven't seen his matches with Dirty Dom. No,
pretty great.
Pretty good. Okay.
And that just might be more my new love for Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, that's maybe that too. But like, just like I've watched his like bigger stuff with Cody at like WrestleMania and stuff, and I'm just like, okay, this guy like he doesn't really have it anymore. He's like, I mean, he's older, he's been out of the game, he's not in ring shape. Like he really just needs like a young guy to kind of carry him more. Gunther, for those of you that like don't keep up with wrestling, he's a big Austrian dude who is super athletic, especially for his size. So he's like a total like shit kicker, but also he wrestled Goldberg like this year, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And like that match was pretty good. Gunther or Goldberg is a much older man than John Cena.
Yeah.
And you could tell in the match if you're like watching for these things, you're just like, oh yeah, like Goldberg's not really bumping, he's not really doing much. It's really Gunther doing all the stuff here, but like Gunther made him look really good.
Right.
So I have faith that Gunther can make Cena look good. I am worried that Donald Trump will be there, which makes me want to just like watch this on tape delay as opposed to live.
Well, I kind of want to watch it live because the only part that worries me about that is that WWE is going to pump Cheers through after the fact.
Yeah.
Because that guy isn't going to get cheap. He's going to get the booze in that arena are going to be so good.
Yeah. In any arena, in any major city, Donald Trump is going to get booed.
People that can afford to go to like a PLE, those people are not generally Trump fans. Hell, people that are just going to football apparently are not.
Yeah,
like, I mean,
exactly.
That man like walks into arena and everyone's like, boo.
Yeah.
People hate him in an arena more than they hate Taylor Swift in an arena.
Yeah, and NFL fans generally are more MAGA than wrestling fans.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So.
Cena going out on his back.
Yeah, he's definitely losing.
Right.
Which makes sense. But I wonder, the other thing too that I'm worried about is like there's just going to be a bunch of just like shenanigans, because in like recent booking of WWE matches, it's just like there's just like a lot of shenanigans that they like put in place of like actual wrestling.
I don't know if there will be, honestly, because Gunther doesn't generally have shenanigans in his match. It's generally
he's very
like,
anti-shenanigans.
Just fucking tough ass wrestling.
Yeah.
And also the last match with Dirty Dom was just Dirty Dom's just shenanigan.
Yeah.
Shenaniman is what he is.
Yeah.
So, because like Liv Morgan came back in the last one.
Yeah. There's a lot of like people coming back and interference and stuff. So you're saying like maybe they got that out of the system.
Yeah.
This is going to be a straight up match.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
It'll be good. We have a family Christmas that night, so we'll see. Because I think it's on Peacock.
Is it? That's one of the things
because I think
too.
Saturday Night Live, Saturday Night Main Event is on Peacock.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I think that's on Peacock because I'm not fucking paying $30 for like ESPN Plus or whatever their other stuff is.
That's the thing is I got to remind myself to cancel Peacock.
Yeah. I also, now that I thought about it, I think I did cancel Peacock, but I think I have it till like the 24th or something like that. So I can still watch this.
Sure.
And then I'm going to find a VPN.
And just make use of your Netflix elsewhere. Is that what you're thinking? Or
yeah, because everything is on Netflix in like the UK.
Yeah.
So you can just watch it there.
Well, Netflix is about to own everything, so.
Yeah.
They're about to just have all of the media.
We don't need to get fully into this, but I just don't think we need. You know, like I'm seeing the future where we hit like the Blade Runner or like these like dystopian like flying car futures where like there's like 4 fucking companies that own everything, and like that's what we're like trying to do to ourselves right now.
Yeah.
We gotta stop that.
We're cruising. We're cruising there.
We're cruising for like 3 rulers. But Joe.
Yeah.
I mean, this is gonna be a wrestling podcast, but
cool.
What is this also for the viewers?
Typically, we take a TV show and review it based on its merits, on how it ended and how it began, by watching the first episode and the last episode and nothing in between. As a little treat, after watching the first episode, we try to make predictions for what we think is going to happen in the last episode and score points based on that, based on arbitrary rules. Sometimes we just score spirit points. The spirit points are also counted. And at the end of the season, we crown a champion. And at the end of 10 seasons, we crown a grand champion.
Thank you very much. Grand champion talking.
We've definitely done 10 seasons, right? And we did like
We've never done that.
Champion of champions.
I'm just a regular champion of season 16.
Yeah.
Champion speaking. Hello.
Yeah. And sometimes when there's no Jimmy or Claire, we dip into some wrestling stuff.
Yes. At this point, people should hear the like intro and I say, hello, it's me. Hello, it's Joe. And that's it. And then, well, also they can see what show we're doing.
Sure. Yeah.
And if they're just like, I don't want to hear these losers talk about wrestling anymore. It doesn't happen that often, guys. Just deal with it. Well, Joe.
Yeah.
Guess what we're doing today?
I don't know. I feel like I'm running out of wrestling shows.
Oh, but have you ever heard of The Big Show Show?
Oh, boy. That's a Netflix show, huh?
Yeah.
From what I remember of this, so this must have been pre the Netflix deal. I thought it was a thing where like...
Oh, yeah.
It's before the Netflix deal?
It was 2020.
Okay.
I mean, the Netflix deal was like this year. What do you mean?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Um,
I think like earlier whenever the first Raw on Netflix was, it was in 2025.
yeah,
it was like January.
Just this past year, yeah.
It was like January 6th, 2025.
Yeah. No reason. But I remember them when they were getting more, because they started a WWE network sometime in, it was either 2016 or 17.
Mm-hmm.
And this was back when, it's not that long ago, but there used to be a time where like your streaming choices were really only like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, maybe Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, Peacock.
I mean that's pandemic.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like
all of
2018 maybe is kind of the timeline.
Yeah,
there.
I remember Peacock started in 2020, and I feel like a lot of those other ones.
Peacock didn't start till 2020.
Yeah,
that's wild.
I remember a lot of those other ones were like also around then, either just before 2020 or just after. Like we're in a weird zone now. They're all gonna collapse again, like we just talked about.
Yeah.
But like,
side note, I have to remind myself. We watched a movie the other day about a fake true crime thing that happens in the 90s, and we were alive in the 90s, growing up, formative years in the 90s. I remember the 90s. It was great, and every time I think about it, every once in a while I have to go, it wasn't like a completely different society. Like it was just like we just didn't have the internet. Like everything else was like Coca-Cola. We had Coca-Cola in the 90s. Like I don't know. Like my brain just like doesn't like go back 30 years sometimes.
Sure.
And like think but I'm like, it was fine. I just didn't have a cell phone. That's like the only difference.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, a lot of these streaming services that we have now like really only popped up in the past few years. But when you have a streaming service pop up, their big thing is like they need a reason to bring people there, because you're not going to sign up for a completely new thing unless there's a reason to watch it. So a lot of times they start off with like a big property that they have already had. Like, Peacock starts off with all of their NBC shit, right?
Yeah.
The Office, Parks and Rec, 30 Rock, those things. But they also pour a lot of money into like new shit so they could just like build up their platform of stuff. So when WWE started their network in like 2017 or whatever it was, they were like, the first and foremost thing that they already have is like, this is where you can go to watch all of our pay-per-views. Not the weekly shows, because the weekly shows they still have contracts with
TV deals, yeah.
Right? But you can watch our pay-per-views here, and you can watch our backlog of all of everything we have, like WrestleManias from years past, and Royal Rumbles from years past.
And WCW and ECW.
Yeah, all of the stuff that they have in their catalog. So that was a huge thing. But they also like created a bunch of random shows that were mostly just like MTV style reality TV shows.
Total Divas.
Yeah. Total Divas
that was
on
probably
there.
on like TLC or something like that.
Yeah, that was on E, I think. But like that type of stuff where it's just like, hey, it's two guys riding in a car talking about wrestling, and we're just going to like put that and call it a show, right? But I feel like this big show thing was like kind of like the next evolution of that, of like we made up this cheap content of just like, we just get wrestlers talking about stuff, but like now we're going to have like scripted stuff, because the big show like that's a sitcom, right?
Yeah. Just a sitcom.
And so it is interesting to me that that's on Netflix and not on WWE Network. Granted, WWE Network started to sunset in and around then, and maybe they just needed a place for that.
Yeah, this is not the time or place for this, but I really want to like look into. I still don't necessarily understand why the WWE Network isn't around. Anymore. Like where the costs somehow were too much for what they were getting, or like you just would assume that they already had that vertical integration set up because they made it, and then they just said, "Nah, we're gonna put it on Peacock."
Yeah,
basically, and then now they're taking it away from. Well, is it still there? Or is like the old stuff still on Peacock now?
For now, but I think it's eventually going away.
Okay.
Mostly the thing with WWE Network is it's like, it costs money to upkeep.
Yeah.
And if they have other big money deals of just like, we're just going to host this on Netflix or we're just going to host this on Peacock, it doesn't make sense to keep maintaining it. I'm trying to sift through the Wikipedia right now of the WWE Network, and it looks like I think it still does exist, but it just like, it doesn't really exist anymore in the United States because it's on like Peacock and then also moving to Netflix. January 2024, WWE announced an agreement with Netflix. Immediately after the announcement, the future of the WWE Network was left unclear. In November 2024, an email was sent out to many subscribers confirming that the service will no longer be available in certain areas, effective January 1st, 2025. On August 2025, WWE announced that its live events would move to ESPN.
Yeah.
So I think based on that, that's the end of like the history section of the WWE Network article on Wikipedia. And it looks like WWE Network still exists, but it's more for just like if you're international and don't have access to like Netflix content that's available in the United States, you could still watch old WWE stuff on WWE Network, and that's the only way to get to it.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if it eventually just dies within the next year or two, because it's just like they work out the money and the deals, and it's just like, okay, now everybody in the rest of the world just needs to go through ESPN or Netflix or whatever.
Yeah, they're spreading themselves a little thin. They're like putting their like live events only on ESPN, potentially having like the backlog or whatever on Peacock right now. Maybe it's moving. You gotta think they could just like lose stuff somehow.
Okay, I found the chart I'm looking for now. This is a chart that shows
like where everything is.
So the big thing is like where you can watch the what they call now premium live events. PLEs, which used to be pay-per-views. So these are like the monthly like big events. So like in the United States, they're on Peacock now, but then it looks like they're going to be on Peacock until WrestleMania.
So April 2026-ish?
Or maybe just before, because it says March 2026.
Okay. Yeah, WrestleMania shouldn't be in March. So.
Yeah. But then after that, it'll be on ESPN. But if you are in France, Italy, Austria, Belgium, Cambodia, Germany, Philippines, and Switzerland, your only choice is to watch WWE Network to watch WrestleMania. At least until... Oh, it says January 2026. I don't know what happens after that. Then does that mean you have to go to Peacock or ESPN, or maybe just ESPN? But yeah, and in current state, that's the reason WWE Network still exists, is because they haven't worked out the deals out with these other countries.
It's international.
Yeah, it's international.
Ugh, make it so difficult for me to just watch wrestling, guys.
But it says here, the last line here in the grid says other available countries, says Netflix, and that goes till December 2034. So I think if you get your VPN and set your country to anything other than United States, you can get WWE pay-per-views, PLEs on Netflix.
Yep, on Netflix.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. This is not, and what is like ChatGPT says when it's like, hey, don't do this. Like, hey, this is not advice, and like don't actually do this. But like, you could totally watch WrestleMania on Netflix via VPN if you just say you're in Cambodia or whatever.
Didn't Stephanie McMahon tell us that on her podcast one time?
Yeah, it was like an ad read for a VPN that she just did.
That's the interesting thing is like VPNs are very much like not illegal, you know?
Yeah.
And then you can just change where you are and do that. So it's like, I mean, it's whatever.
I saw something about like some Republican trying to introduce legislation to like ban VPNs, and I'm just like, it literally how do you do that? Like, what are you talking about?
That's an impossibility.
Yeah.
You said, what does ChatGPT call it? And my friend was over, friend of the show, Jake, was over yesterday. I think he was talking about some ChatGPT thing where it would only call this guy. It started calling this guy Babe.
Hey, babe.
And it just kept calling him Babe. And he was just like, I never like asked it to call me babe. I would like, I go like, how do you calculate like the length of the hypotenuse? And it was like, let me show you, babe. And he's like, why did it start calling? So he's like,
familiar.
It's like a Reddit post of this guy being like sexually like harassed by ChatGPT now, which is funny. Be kind to our overlords. They're coming.
They're coming, babe.
Babe. So the Big Show, 1 season.
Yeah.
8 episodes. Or 9, depending on how we feel about it.
Okay.
So what happened was it released on April 6th. All 8 episodes were released on Netflix on April 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently there was like, they were saying that they were going to release like 3 or 4 of them on that first day. But then they just decided to release all 8 for season 1. Netflix, I think, like immediately was like, we're not going to do a season 2. But they did a Christmas special on December 9th of 2020 of that year. So they just had like a 6-month break. And they're like, we'll do a Christmas special. So that's how it ended. So it's broken up for season 1, 8 episodes, special 1. So
okay, we
can decide when the time comes if we want to end the. Either way, it's not there's no ending, you know. It got canceled, so
yeah.
But we'll see what this is. And the premise. Do you know what the premise is, Joe?
No. Before we dig into that, if you're confused by why Josh keeps saying "show" twice,
yeah. I guess I guess we should describe who the Big Show is.
Yeah, the Big Show is a wrestler. His name is. It's actually not the Big Show. I'm looking at his Wikipedia now, and it's just Big Show.
Okay.
He was.
What was he before?
In WCW, he was known as the Giant.
Giant. Okay.
Yeah. And he was kind of sold as like he's like the heir apparent to Andre the Giant, whether he's actually his son or not. He wore the same kind of leotard and was just a big fucking dude. I remember him being listed on the old WCW N64 games as 7'4", and it's like, there's no way this guy's actually 7'4".
Yeah, build height. Well, according to this, build height is 7 feet to 7'2".
Yeah, I would buy 7 foot. But he's a big guy.
And you don't want to know his weight range for build?
Oh boy,
build weight 383 to 500 pounds.
Yeah, he had some times where he was really out of shape, and I would buy that he actually did get up to 500 pounds.
Yeah, I actually don't think I'd bet. I wouldn't be like buy it that he's only 383.
Yeah,
I mean, he's huge.
He's 7 foot tall. Yeah, he's 7 foot tall and muscly.
And you can't teach that.
You cannot teach that. So yeah, he's a big guy. He's been in wrestling for a long time, and by the time it's 2020, he's not fully retired, but he's mostly like kind of just like a part-time guy.
I've heard rumors literally like the other day that someone said like the Big Show is trying to get back into shape.
Yeah,
to have like one more like
do another
run.
Retirement run. I could see that. It's just tough when you're that big that like your knees are not made for that. Like human bodies.
I'm 6'3".
Yeah.
So like he's 9 inches taller than me.
Mm-hmm.
Hundreds of pounds more than I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I'm like big people just don't live long. I'm like prepared to die.
Yeah. And I mean that's like we're joking, but like at 6'3", you're already tall enough to like feel the ill health effects of being tall on your joints and shit.
My knees feel it at 40 years old.
Yeah, for sure.
And in okay health,
mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah. We see it all the time with athletes, and even more so when you're 7 feet tall.
I can't even imagine
taking,
Oh, and also being like in a physical, like, just like demanding job.
Yeah.
By being slammed
through like tables and shit. That's what this guy's life has been. So it's wild that he's at, how old is he now? I would guess
he was born
50.
in 72, I think.
Okay, so yeah.
So do that math.
Over 50 and like trying to do a retirement run is wild.
For reference, John Cena, who we were talking about earlier,
mm-hmm.
is 48.
Yeah.
And he is like, but he also is, he wants to finish while he can still do it, even though it like hurts, basically.
Yeah.
He's like, I can still do this, but I don't want to wait until I'm 50 and I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
And anybody that watches wrestling at all knows AJ Styles, who, by the way, looks like a fucking action figure.
Mm-hmm.
He's like 49, 48. Like, he's right there, too.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess AJ has said, like, I'm not going to wrestle past 50.
Yeah.
And it's like, 50? People should be wrestling when they're 50. But, like, even that, like, AJ Styles, he literally, he should be in the Expendables 5. He's so big.
He's just jacked now.
It's insane. Wild. So the premise of this show, Joe, for the Big Show, is essentially that the wrestler Big Show, as a fictional version of himself, which the Big Show is a fictional version of himself.
Yeah, he's already not a real person.
Yeah.
He's a dude named Paul White.
Yeah. He basically, I think he just... I like it says the show professional is a fictional. The premise features his teenage daughter from his first wife moving in with him, his second wife, and 2 younger daughters. So what I think it is he is a retired wrestler now.
Okay.
And now we're doing like a step-by-step type thing.
Okay.
Where some like families and step people are moving in with whatever he's got going on now.
It's an interesting premise of just like it's a family sitcom, but like the dad's got a weird thing.
I hope that they
kinda fun.
kind of like lean into like, I hope he's gonna like do wrestling jokes and maybe he gives someone a choke slam onto the couch or something,
Because like in like the promotional poster that's on Netflix, it's like the Big Show carrying like 4
like tiny, well, I mean, like 4 kids and 1 adult woman.
Yeah, on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Like it's, and then he's wearing a championship belt that says "World's Biggest Dad."
Yeah.
Like that's giving you what the show is. Like here's a person who is, I don't want to say not human, but he's like clearly an exceptional human.
Yeah.
In a family sitcom, it's kind of like Clifford the Big Red Dog. Like
the Big Show is
like,
the Clifford of.
Yeah, like he's just trying to be normal, but it's like, wait a second, you're really big though. That's the premise of every Clifford the Big Red Dog book is like Clifford's just trying to go to the dog park, but he's bigger than all the dogs.
Clifford's too big.
Yeah.
Too big to do dog stuff.
Can't be a lap dog, Clifford.
Oh, and it's funny. I think they live in Tampa, which is Florida. Florida's a very big wrestling. A lot of wrestling.
Wrestling state.
I don't know where that. Where's like NXT? Where's the?
It's like Orlando.
It's Orlando. Okay.
Yeah,
it's Orlando.
So close enough.
Close enough for me. So yeah, why don't we just dive into this first episode? It's called Prototype.
Okay, interesting.
So maybe he gets new knees in this one or something.
I mean, John Cena's original wrestling gimmick was the prototype.
Really?
So maybe he shows up.
I doubt it. I doubt it. Okay, well, let's gonna watch this first episode of the Big Show, and we'll be back after that. And we're back. We're done with the first episode of the Big Show. It's called Prototype, and I have a write-up. Lola moves to Tampa, where she will live with her father, Big Show, her stepmother and half-sisters, and has a hard time fitting in. That's a bad sentence. Show convinces the coach to have Lola try out for the school's ice hockey team. Meanwhile, Mandy hosts a sit-in at her bedroom that attracts a lot of visitors. Everybody, we need to work on writing because I read that accurately and it was bad writing. So the main plot of it is it's Mandy? No, Lola. Lola's moving to Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
Lola is Big Show's daughter from another mother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his previous marriage
or whatever. And her mom is moving to Brussels for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And Lola is gonna go just move in with her dad and his family, new wife and 2 daughters, and become the older sister. And it's just like there's problems right away where like she was supposed to have her own room, and the older daughter does a sit-in, so that's like one piece of like the puzzle. The former older daughter, now middle daughter, Mandy, is trying to do a sit-in, and then so Mandy so Lola has to sleep in JJ's room, which is the little kid, the little daughter. I mean, when she's like 8.
8, yeah, that's what I guess. Yeah, I feel like it's like 8, 12, and 16 or something. What the daughter's ages are supposed to be.
Yeah. And then, funny enough, Lola is from Minnesota. And so one of her things is she was excited to move down to Tampa because her dad said that they had an ice hockey team at the school. Well, they don't have a girls' ice hockey team.
Yeah.
And so then they try to fix that. Eventually, she gets to try out for the boys' team. But then that's a whole point of contention of Big Show trying to let her deal with it versus him trying to butt in.
Yeah. And he's a big man, so it's like, you know, how does he use his big man status? And like, because there's a point where like he intimidates is it the coach or the into getting her to try out, and she doesn't want that because she doesn't want him to like, you know, step in and solve problems for her.
Yeah. Well, and they also made the coach a teeny tiny boy.
Yeah.
They made him really, really tiny when Big Show came in. That was probably one of the funnier jokes in this was the coach was like, what are you, like 5'8", 5'9" to the Big Show? It's like, a little bigger.
Yeah.
A little bigger than that. One thing, well, what did you think overall?
My expectations are pretty low.
Yeah, mine too.
It cleared that bar. It's better than bad.
Okay, yeah.
Is it
better than not good?
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Okay.
It's your pretty standard like multicam sitcom, like a lot of like the family sitcoms of the 90s. Except that with it being made for streaming, I don't know if it's because it's made for streaming or because it's a specific WWE Big Show project. There's a lot of cuts to like quick close-ups for them delivering the joke lines, the punch lines. And I wonder if some of that is to like get better takes of the punchlines. Where it's like when you watch a 90s sitcom like a Full House or a Step by Step or a Home Improvement or something, it's like even though we know that there are things that they reshoot and there are things that they like, you know, recut because we had a better camera angle of this or someone in the studio audience coughed during this line, so we need to just get this take of it.
Yeah.
It's pretty much presented as if it's like done like in a take or two and like kind of like you're watching a play, right? Whereas like this, there's enough cuts in between and the studio audience laughter is so uncanny to the point where you're just like, this seems like they really just like cut it up and like shot this a bunch of times and took the best takes that they could get and then just edited in the laughter afterwards.
Yeah, there's no part of me that thought this was a live studio audience.
Yeah, not at all.
I wrote that down explicitly because that's my biggest in 2020 especially. I'm just like, come on, man.
And my guess is they did that because A, they're dealing with kids, and B, they're dealing with Paul White, the Big Show, who is acting for the first time. He gave me a very much of like an energy of like a like I was watching like a high school play. Like he's read the lines, he's studied this clearly, but he's just not very natural at like what the things that he's doing.
Right.
He's thought about this. He's probably had some coaching, but like we're still not quite there yet.
I got to be honest. His acting was better than I expected it to be.
Yeah, it's better than I expected. Like I
thought it was going to be
trying.
Like atrocious.
Yeah.
Like really, really forced.
Yeah.
And kind of luckily in the role that he's playing as like big goofy dad almost.
Yeah.
Like he almost sometimes is like the way he delivers it, you're like, you just got like wild dad energy.
Yeah.
Sort of. And that even though really what you have is like bad acting energy,
Yeah.
it like kind of like works in the role that you're being.
Yeah, you're just a big goofy dad.
Yeah.
So for those things, it had me wondering if like would this just work better as a single cam sitcom like Malcolm in the Middle, where it's like no live studio audience, no laugh track, and you can get as many takes as you want, but it's just shot.
Is one of the bigger differences between a single cam and a multicam essentially multicam is more in front of a studio audience?
Yes, that's the biggest way you can tell. Yeah.
Okay.
Because the idea with the multicam is like you shoot it quote unquote live, and you shoot it like a play, and you just have multiple cameras so you can get different angles. Whereas like single cam is like you have one camera, you're gonna shoot this scene this direction, and then you're gonna move that camera and shoot the exact same scene, but now from this other direction, so you can get the other characters' reactions.
Yep.
And that's like just the definition. Where it's like in reality, a lot of single cam stuff, like you do use multiple cameras just for like expediency, right? Yeah. But that's just the way it's explained.
Yeah.
And so like I wonder if they just shot it like Malcolm in the Middle, and were able to get as many takes as they want, and like get different angles of the Big Show and make him look really big or whatever, or like, you know, be able to have more control over the tone if this would work better. There's part of me that thinks that they just did it as a multicam sitcom because that's what people expect. And it's a little bit easier to sell jokes that way with your live studio audience laugh track.
Yeah, it's one of those things. None of the jokes in this were like exceptionally funny, you know?
Yeah.
They were like fine to grown kind of thing. And the laugh track does, or at least it's supposed to help, like show that was a joke, ha ha ha, like, you know, funny. And so, yeah.
I think the writing didn't help. The creator of the show, I was looking through his Wikipedia a second ago.
Byerly? What's his name?
Josh Bicel. Had done some writing on Veronica's Closet, which we did last week.
Oh, funny. Okay.
And was the co-showrunner for the last season of Scrubs, which was notably not good. But it also worked on. He's the executive producer for Happy Endings, which is, I don't know that have we done that on First and Last?
I'm pretty sure we have.
Okay, I think we have. I've seen.
That's a pretty good show.
Yeah, that's a show that like I've seen as like I've watched a lot of their holiday episodes.
I want to say Elisha Cuthbert. That's who it is. Girl Next Door. Is that what Elisha Cuthbert's from?
Yeah.
And then Adam Pally. He plays Max in that show.
I can
also Damon Wayans.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a fairly funny show.
Yeah, that's a good show.
And so that's where it kind of like brings it up from like it's not going to be terrible. But like I wonder if in like a different format if they could sell the jokes a little bit better. Because there is like a natural like charisma to Paul White, the Big Show, of like. He is a big dude, and that's something you can't really hide on screen, but he is kind of like a softie. Like he has just like a dad energy, but he just happens to be 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
So there's something there to work with.
Yeah, they have and the wife, her name in the show is Cassie. I might give her like best actor in the show award.
She's clearly.
I feel like she was very natural.
Yeah,
very good. And it's funny they did a lot of shots where like she like move a stool up and then like walk 2 steps up onto a stool to like talk to him face to face, or like he's sitting on the couch and she's standing up.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
And now they're looking eye to eye.
Yeah, it's funny how they like set these things up and we're like, oh, these like natural for this family, but like. You know, all this gun, but she was good in the show.
Yeah.
Like, and also from her lines, for the most part, I realized that his name in this show is they just call him Big Show.
Yeah.
They just call him Show. They call him Show all the time. Sometimes call him Big Show. And I was just kind of like, I mean, I guess I didn't necessarily assume that they were going to call him Paul White.
Yeah. Or
Like they were going to call him
like,
Paul,
yeah, uh-huh.
potentially.
Yeah.
But I also didn't think that his family,
Yeah.
because like from him being a wrestler, they were going to just call him his wrestling name.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be like if they did this and it was like, hey, Undertaker.
Yeah.
You know? That'd be very interesting. I mean, it's
Yeah,
kind of natural. Like, yo, show. Like, it kind of works out, but it's just kind of funny that I'm like, they're just going with that. They're just calling him show. And then I looked at IMDb.
Or just like, I love you, Batman.
Yeah.
Like, what?
It's Bruce Wayne. But I looked at IMDb and like, yeah, his character's billed as Big Show.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, okay. I didn't put it, but I should have put like a prediction of like, they call him a name. They say a name to him.
A name that's not Big Show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So generally my take is like, I get what this was supposed to be, and I get why, you would buy this as Netflix and go, okay, go make us 8 episodes of this and let's see how it goes.
Well, I mean, we didn't know that Jerry Seinfeld could act, and he really can't.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is like, for a lot of these sitcoms, you're not really looking for, acting unless it's Frasier, right? Like, you're really just looking for like, you're taking the comedy of a specific actor or the vibe of a specific actor and making that the show, whether it's Seinfeld or Everybody Loves Raymond or, Home Improvement, right? Like, it's just like, this is this guy's stand up. We're going to present it in narrative form in a sitcom, and therefore the lead actor can just kind of just be themselves. Mm-hmm. Granted, Big Show's not a comedian, but he is a person with a certain charisma that you're trying to harness for this.
He's got an essence, a personality that is in a way is undeniable. Just him. I mean, you said it while you're watching it. You're like, I think these sets are like way bigger.
Yeah. It looked like when you watch a sitcom set, like it tends to be like the proportions are weird because they're trying to get all of it in the shot. So if there's a staircase leading up, like it's not quite, a story or 10 feet that you would see in a normal house because you want to see the characters upstairs. Yeah. But like, because Big Show is 7 foot tall, like the doorways are much bigger. And like,
there's like an archway from like the kitchen to the living room. And it's like the gate to a castle.
Yeah. And the whole set's just much bigger because you need to account for this large man.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny. But yeah, you're just saying that is the point of just like his presence on the screen is undeniable. And so there's clearly something that they're working with. But I just think that, maybe a second pass at what the structure and premise of this show is. I think, make it single cam, shoot it like Happy Endings. Happy Endings, which is the show that Josh Bicel worked on before this, is a single cam sitcom. Mm-hmm. Shoot it like that. And I can imagine like you can kind of picture things where it's like the things you can do with single cam is like, someone can reference, oh yeah, I remember the last time I did that and it looked like this. And then you do a flashback to that moment, right? Yeah. It happens in like Scrubs a lot. But you can imagine like you could do a lot with that with this fucking 7 foot guy, or you're just like, oh yeah, like I had a rough time like driving here from the office, and then you show him in like a tiny car. Like there's just a lot of like joke opportunities you can do with this large man.
Well, and also it's very interesting. They did it one time where they like referenced him like in WWE, and they showed like
actual WWE clips.
Actually clips in, because this is like obviously in tandem. Like this is like he was the Big Show. Yeah, this is a WWE production on Netflix kind of thing, and it's. We don't need to see. It's not. This isn't a show of like. It's going to potentially attract wrestling fans. Yeah. To it, but it's obviously it wants to attract as many like dads that like wrestling, so they can watch their family, as much as everyone that just likes a family sitcom like Home Improvement and Dads and Tools kind of thing. So. Interesting.
Yeah, it's just a different angle to it, and I think it wasn't awful, it wasn't good. I think there's a little bit of a missed opportunity here.
I'm wondering if this is the kind of show. I thought about it like it would. Speaking of Home Improvement in a way, but like this kind of show, hard to survive in something like 2020.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with the climate of the world where everyone's sitting inside, and you're like, you have all you can do is watch shows. You're just gonna gravitate to the best shit for the most part. But I'm just like, this is like a 1999 families eating dinner kind of show.
Yeah.
Like if this is on at 6:00 on Tuesday, you're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
And so maybe it's a little bit out of its time, but also, I don't know. They could have pushed it a little bit.
Yeah.
It could have been good. It's interesting that it's only. I'm mildly curious about the second episode. Not enough to watch it by any means.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that good. But they did a good job, at least as far as like the first goes, of establishing like there's one new kid and they had the problems with her, which, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's me, the 40-year-old man in me when I was like, none of these are a big deal.
Yeah.
Well, because like half the time she's like, I'm wearing winter clothes in Tampa. And it's like, why didn't you guys go to like fucking Target yesterday?
Yeah, just
like,
go get her something. Like,
because
she lost her luggage, right?
Yeah, she lost her.
They decided to not solve that at all.
Yeah, and they just didn't want to solve it because it needed to continue to be a problem.
Yeah.
And it was like, you don't need to continue like this one thing to be a problem, like the hockey thing and like the sit-in, which is, you know, establishing the other two kids kind of as big personalities, because they obviously were like the little one, JJ, is obviously, she's like trying to be like the jokester, like crazy kid.
Yeah, she's real like precocious, and I fucking hate it.
Yeah,
I hate that kid.
And then the middle kid, Mandy. It's kind of weird because at this point, at the end, they were like all like buddy, and they were like, "We're all sisters, yay!"
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, well, now what are you gonna do? You gonna fight? Whatever. But like,
I will say about the middle kid.
Yeah,
her name's Mandy.
Yeah.
Her whole B plot line in this thing was like, she's being very like political.
Yep.
And like kind of like standing up for the oppressed and stuff like that, and it, you know, culminates in her like sit-in of like the bedroom or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a part of that like that all none of that really worked, and it was kind of whatever. But there was a part of that like it made me think of like 30 Rock, of like, man, like we used to just like make fun of like woke shit, and like not even in like a mean way, but like in just a way of like. Because, I mean, like 30 Rock.
Wait, are you calling sit-ins woke?
That's what I'm saying. Where it's just like, you know, like in 30 Rock, the central characters are Liz Lemon, who is a like New York progressive, and Jack Donaghy, who's just like a all business conservative. And like they make fun of both of it. And like, even though you know the sensibilities of like Tina Fey, who's writing the show, she's making fun of her own shit, and it's just kind of funny in that way. And I don't know that I'm necessarily saying like I want to make fun of woke shit again, but it's just like it's just kind of like a weird like throwback, and it just feels like we don't have like good jokes like this anymore. I'm sure we have bad jokes like this. I'm sure there's some like conservative commentators or conservative TV shows that are making like shitty ass like woke jokes, but like stuff like this where you're just sort of like, but like this is kind of silly, right? That you're hosting a sit-in for your bedroom. Yeah.
My thought was like, man, I was like, wait, so like your parents, where are your parents?
Yeah, you just let these kids in?
I think the joke could have also extended to like, then the parents are all like downstairs in the living room or something, that being like, I'm just waiting for my kid. And like, can you all these people get out of here? Like, you know, just too much shit. So fine first episode, at least as far as like kind of giving us probably what's happening. It's just like new daughter dealing with the ridiculousness of what a big show household is.
Yeah.
So not bad. Anything else before we predict?
No, I think that's about it.
Yeah. All right. I got 4. Number 1. So we're going to do, so there was 8 episodes and a special, but they canceled it. Netflix didn't want a second season, and they ended it with a Christmas special. So the whole show was dropped on April 6th, and then on December 9th of that year in 2020, they did a Christmas special. So we're going to end with the Christmas special because that is officially like the last episode that they decided to do for this show. So we're going to Christmas. It's called Big Christmas. And my first episode is my first prediction is Mick Foley.
Okay.
Cameo.
Yeah.
One is because I know he dresses like Santa all the time. Like that's like a thing that Mick Foley does in real life.
Okay.
Like it's kind of his like thing now. Is like he likes to like dress like Santa and like kind of like
surprise Santa.
That's his like giving back to kids kind of thing. So he does that. So I'm like, if he's gonna be in the show at all, like a cameo, a wrestler, that would be a good one for this one. So Mick Foley. Number 2, kind of on the thing is we're gonna find out that Santa is real in this show.
Okay.
Like real Santa.
Yeah.
Number 3, I think the little girl that you hate, JJ.
Yeah.
I think she wants something insane for Christmas, and we'll know it when we see it. But my examples are she wants something insane like a 1992 Toyota Corolla or the replica gun from Rambo First Blood.
Okay.
Like, you know, like she's like, she wants a doll. She wants like, I want the Goodyear blimp.
Yeah.
Like it's got to be wild.
Okay.
So she wants something wild. And then number 4 is we get mistletoe mommy. What's her name? Cassie, the mom. Mistletoe is Big Show.
Mistletoe mommy.
Mistletoe mommy.
All right.
Not Rhea Ripley with mistletoe. Not mommy.
My little mistletoe mommy. I have some similar predictions. There's a possibility.
You got mistletoe mommy?
No, I don't have mistletoe mommy. I definitely don't have that tattooed on my back.
It's on his lower back.
But I have predictions enough that like it's possible that like both of us get 4 points or something.
Let's go.
Because the ones that I have that line up are I have actual Santa. That's the way that I described it. That like there's somehow a real Santa in this show.
Yeah. Like at the end of this show, we think Santa is real.
Yeah. Tying together with your like, you know, wild request from JJ, I have that Big Show is looking for a coveted toy. Like he's looking for something rare.
Like
kind
a
of
Jingle All the Way.
Yes, I'm thinking of Jingle All the Way.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't say Mick Foley specifically, but I said a wrestler cameo.
Okay. Yeah, I'll accept it.
And then instead of Mick Foley dressing as Santa, I have Big Show is in a Santa suit.
I mean, I didn't say Mick Foley was dressed as Santa.
You just said someone's dressed as Santa?
I just said Mick Foley is there.
Okay.
And Santa is real.
Oh, and Santa.
But I was just saying it's a Christmas episode, and since Mick Foley in real life dresses like Santa for kids, it would make sense that he would be in this show.
Okay.
But you think Big Show dresses like Santa.
I think Big Show dresses like Santa.
And that makes a lot of sense, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Santa.
Big Santa. Well, the big Santa. All right, cool. Well, let's watch this final episode. It's called Big Christmas, and we'll be back after that. And we're back. We're done with the final episode of the Big Show with the final episode called The Big Christmas. I have a write-up. With Big Show stuck at home with a broken leg and a broken butt, Cassie does the mall Santa duties of answering to kids' wishes, but she gets a bit out of control. The girls go on a treasure hunt throughout the house to look for their Christmas gifts. So yeah, there was only 2 big plots. I mean, Big Show fell off the roof right at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Of course, setting up, you know, a lot of Christmas stuff, being very overly dad at Christmas.
Yep.
Doing too much with the decorations.
Crazy decorations. I've never really been into putting up an insane amount of Christmas decorations.
Mm-hmm.
In our neighborhood, well, not down the road, there's someone that has a like giant inflatable like elf that's like on top of their roof, and like the 2 legs are like dangling down like in front of like the 2nd story windows. And it's just like it's just massive. And then in like for Halloween, they usually have a giant inflatable pumpkin that is like 2 stories tall in their front yard. So
Okay.
pretty crazy. We put up some lights in our front window and do nothing outside.
Fair enough.
I don't know. Do you guys put anything up for?
I mean, just lights and stuff, but yeah, nothing
outside.
nuts.
I mean, your house is pretty tall too, so like you don't really,
Yeah, no, nothing tall. Mostly inside stuff, and then like we've done stuff where like put like little light up trees in the yard, but like stuff that's just easy to plug into an outlet that we can get close to.
Yeah. We have a little baby Christmas tree that we put downstairs.
Yeah.
And stuff, but we have cats and they're young, and we've just never put up a real Christmas tree or like a big one because it would just be destroyed. I know people just like say fuck it, and then they just like have a cat or animal, whatever, just crawling up into their Christmas tree all the time and just deal with it. But I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
So if we have anything, it's inside and it's just kind of like hanging out. But the big show.
Yeah.
Had a whole rooftop decked out. It seems like they have like its roof section though in this show where they all kind of hang out, or like maybe the girls hang out. Like the daughters kind of hang out
when
there.
They need some space.
Yeah, they have like a little section for them. So that's kind of where they were. And then he falls off. And we find out that he broke his pelvis and leg. Because then JJ jokes because he's got a butt cast on. So. And then since he is broken, Cassie, the mom, then decides to go do Mrs. Claus at the mall in his place. And she just starts anything the kids want. She just says like, yep, you can have it. You can have it. So she promised one kid that they could be the CEO of Amazon, apparently. I think at one point she's told all kids in lines that they get dogs.
Yeah. That is something that I've wondered about with like mall Santas. Like, do they have a protocol for like the kid asks for like a PlayStation 5 and their parents are just like, hey, maybe that's not the thing. So like, does like Santa just like for anything that they say that they're just like, okay, maybe, like, do they just not commit to anything?
Yeah. Or does like there's gotta be like a mall Santa protocol where it's like, all right, you've got like 5 like boy girl, just our generic presents kind of thing that you're just like, I wanna like season tickets to the Knicks. And you're like, well, how about your dad gets you a basketball?
Yeah. Maybe they downsell things, and then the parents can do with that whatever they want. Whether they actually are gonna get them season tickets to the Knicks, then they're pleasantly surprised when Santa just said a basketball.
Yeah. I mean, did you ever go see Santa?
I don't have any memory of that.
Okay. I definitely saw Santa like when I was a kid. But like I feel like the only time I saw Santa when I was like barely, like, I don't remember it really. I feel like I was like a kid put on Santa.
Yeah.
So even when I was like, the kids that were in line were all 10.
Yeah.
Like 8 to 12 or something like that. They all just seemed like not too old to believe in Santa, maybe, but like, I don't know, just like, I don't think I was trying to do that when I was a kid, or maybe my parents just didn't bring me there.
Yeah. My only like closest memory of that is like tied to where I was starting to be like kind of suspicious of Santa.
Yeah.
And I remember like at least one time telling my mom like, hey, like I don't want to like go all the way to the mall to like
all the way
to the mall to like tell Santa what I want. Can you just tell him that I want these things?
Yeah.
Which I'm sure for my mom like made it a lot easier.
She's like, I can definitely tell him.
I will pass along the message.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was making like making Christmas lists. Like grandma wants to know what you want, make a list or whatever. And I know those like got sent to them kind of thing or whatnot. But there was just ridiculous shit. And so then I was kind of like, oh, also like, what do you want Santa to give you? So I don't know.
Yeah, I like definitely like believed in Santa to a point. I don't remember a specific, like I don't remember being like heartbroken or anything about like finding out Santa wasn't real. I do
was real.
Yeah, was real. I do. Oh yeah, I guess spoiler alert for any kids that are listening. But I do remember being that like suspicious era where I was like doing that thing about just telling what I want from the mall. I also remember like asking about like, so how does Santa get into the house because we don't have a fireplace or a chimney, and my mom saying like, oh, we just leave the window open, and I'm just like, that doesn't seem safe.
We unlock the front door.
Yeah.
He just comes in.
And then the other thing I remember is I remember like being at like a Walmart or something, and my mom being like, hey, so like, what do you want for Christmas? So like we can tell Santa. And then me knowing or like wanting to kind of like test it. Like I just like pointed at something that was huge as like a big like play set or something that like I didn't even really want.
Yeah.
But just to see like, would Santa get this for me? And I was just like, I want that. And my mom said, oh, that might be too expensive for Santa. And I said, Mom, they make the toys. Like cost isn't really an issue. Like if the elves can make it, they can just make it. It's fine.
If your mom was fast on her toes, she would have been like, materials still cost money.
Yeah, they still need to, have you been that good this year?
Do you know what the cost of microchips are these days?
Yeah, plus they gotta ship it here.
Yeah.
The reindeer are gonna work really hard. But yeah, I remember those things of being like suspicious, and then when I eventually found out, I was just sort of like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Sitcom wise though, pretty funny of her. I think I like the mom. I think she's a good actor. Like
you get an A-B plot or a more specific A-B plot this time,
Yeah.
where the mom is doing the like feeling the power of being Santa, and then the B plot of the daughters having a little Christmas scavenger hunt, which is interesting that like neither the A or B plot includes the big show. He's just sort of on the couch.
Yeah, they just kind of walk by him a bunch.
Yeah, he's just sort of there.
Yeah. Which maybe worked out because it was like everybody that can act was the main characters in this episode.
Yeah.
And then the big show was just kind of like one-liners as they passed him.
Yeah, they could have shot all his scenes in like one day.
Yeah.
He's just like on that one set.
Yeah. And the roof.
And the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's like a day.
Yeah.
So I liked hers, and then she had to, like, moms around town got like angry at her, and like she was supposed
Because she's overpromising.
She's overpromising, but I'm kind of like, that's kind of your problem, right? If the fictional Santa at the mall that you brought like overpromises, I think you have to just come up with some other lie about how the fictional like mythical character.
Hey, well, here's the thing: Santa lies sometimes.
Yeah, but the thing is, even Santa lies.
Yep.
And then the kids were on a scavenger hunt. It seems like every single year JJ finds where all the presents are. Like every kid in the world. Did you know where your parents hid stuff?
Yeah. Wasn't a very like, I wouldn't say well thought out, but just wasn't a very complicated hiding spot.
Yeah.
It was like the dining room table, which we didn't really use for eating. We just ate in the kitchen. But the dining room table has like a tablecloth. And
your mom stack everything and then put like a tablecloth over, so there's like a mountain of.
It was just the toy or the toys were just on the chair, like underneath the table. So like on the seat of the chair underneath the table, so it's obscured by the tablecloth.
But that's it.
But if you were to pull out a chair, you'd
literally be pulling the toys out.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, so right, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, it's not like they could have put it
like
upstairs in a closet or something, right? Like that would be typical.
Like at least a closet in their room.
Yeah, but nope, just a common area obscured.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah. So that was another thing where like I had discovered earlier, it's like, oh, this is where they keep the gifts, and it's just like, well, but like I could keep some surprise for myself, right? And like not know some of these things. So I didn't check all the time. Once I had discovered the spot, I was like, well, let's see what we get.
I think for a lot of normal kids, sounds like you and kind of me included, it was like part of the fun was to like find them
Mm-hmm.
But then also if you just like knew where they were and then your parents were just like, this is always the spot,
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of like, well, it's like I'll wait.
Yeah, we'll find
Because
out.
the thrill was finding them.
Yeah,
And if the location doesn't change.
yeah, because
That's
you're
what-
not gonna get it early if you find it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, now I just got to wait anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We had like walked up the stairs in the hallway, and then there was like the bedrooms,
Mm-hmm.
but then the wall that wasn't the bedroom side was like all closet. It was just like a huge, like long, like wall long closet basically. And so it was just like, no, it was just somewhere deep in that closet.
Sure,
kind of
tucked
thing.
away in there.
Yeah, she tried, but like, come on, mom.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna stop an 8-year-old, 10-year-old.
Just like looking around the house. Yeah.
I'm gonna find it. So, yeah, I found them too. They think they switched off every once in a while, but yeah, eventually it was just kind of like, whatever. It's weird that you, even as a kid, eventually you go. It's still kind of more fun to just get them when you get them.
Yeah, to just get the surprise. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then you like find the one thing that's been like sitting in the closet for like a month, and you've seen it, and then it waits, and then you get it Christmas morning because it was from Santa,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how you find out. That's how you find out.
That's how you know.
That's how you know. Shit, Mom, Santa. Do all the other kids know that my mom is Santa? You know,
Santa hid the gifts here under the dining table.
Yeah.
That's how he's able to get through all the houses on Christmas Eve. Is like he's actually stashing these throughout the month.
That would be a pretty interesting plot, that Santa actually comes like throughout the month to everybody like early, or maybe sends his elves out, and he stashes everything, but then he still stops at every house on Christmas Eve,
right? To go then actually
he takes
put
them
it
out and puts them in, but he doesn't like have to like carry everything.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a magic bag. He just pre-plans.
Yeah, he's going to Walmart the day before and dropping it off, and
he just drops everything off. And so the girls run around and do stuff, which I laughed a little bit because that like obviously focused a lot of JJ, and I'm
the
sure
youngest daughter,
and you loved it. I bet
it was a lot of JJ, of her just being like smarter than everything, very like precocious, and like she has a lot of dialogue, and it's a tough time.
Yeah.
It is just like they did they did a lot of this in like the 90s sitcoms where like, you got the Olsen twins as Michelle, and other kids like that, where it's like there's just like a snotty little like I'm the baby type of kid.
Yeah.
But somehow too smart for their age.
The fast talking baby.
Yeah. So that's tough for me. They in like newer sitcoms, I feel like they've like figured out a way around these things. Like, if you like think about the kids, especially like the early days of like Modern Family, where it's like the little kids still say funny stuff, but and it is like a little bit wise beyond their years, but they're not like.
They don't all sound like the kids from Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, they're not like getting the better of the adults or anything. They're just
Yeah.
saying weird kid shit, and it's funny that like a kid would say this, but like, yeah, because it's like, yeah, JJ has the whole thing with like the butt cast, and she thinks that that's really funny and makes fun of Big Show for his butt cast.
Yeah, it is funny though.
and then at the end, it is tough that like the whole B plot with the kids centers around that the two older daughters like say something like, oh yeah, it is kind of doing this like scavenger hunt with JJ. Usually she's only into like dumb kid shit, and JJ happens to hear that, and she's like, oh, you think I like dumb kid shit?
Like, yeah,
and it's like, but you're a kid, like you do like dumb kid shit, like it's kind of the thing.
And just take the compliment, yo.
Yeah, and also like you act like you're fucking smarter than everyone else, so like I don't feel bad for you. Like, grow up a little bit then if you're trying to be smart.
I mean, they solved that like real fast, where they were like, sorry, let's keep going. And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
So, and then they were like, the daughters had like that very classic, like, the two older ones had that very classic like sitcom learn a like kind of a lesson thing, and they were just like, we got you a calendar with all the Tuesdays crossed off because every Tuesday we're gonna have like sibling
Sister time,
hangout,
yeah.
sister time. It's like that is gonna end in like January,
3
like
weeks.
the third week
Yeah.
of January. You're like, sorry, dude, I gotta go to the mall.
Yeah. There's a boy I gotta go talk to.
Also, JJ, I hate you.
Also, you were super annoying. I'm not watching Frozen for the 4th time this month. So it's tough. There's part of me that feels like this show is trying to be like throwback 90s family sitcom with all the trappings of like annoying kids and shit, but I'm just like, can we not though? and that's where I'm just kind of like, I wish this was just more like a multi or a single cam sitcom and shot more like Happy Endings or Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, kind of fun to do a little Christmas episode this time of year, so it was a little fun to do that. But I will not be watching the 7 other episodes of the show.
Yeah, definitely not.
The Big Show. The only time I'm going to watch the Big Show is if he comes back to wrestling.
Sure.
So that's what I got for this.
It's there's definitely some juice to this idea about a typical family sitcom starring just like the biggest dad you could find.
Kind of interesting though. Yeah, but kind of interesting. They didn't lean into the fact that he used to be a wrestler very much.
Yeah,
and
that's
the whole
interesting,
point is that he used to be a wrestler and now he's like a dad.
Yeah. He used to be a wrestler. He had this whole very physical career. He's a celebrity. He's 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
And those things didn't really factor into the first or last episode. They made some jokes about him being a wrestler in the first episode, and there was a bit about him being bigger than the hockey coach. But otherwise it was just like normal, typical dad stuff.
Like in the last episode, he pulled out a steel chair from behind the couch.
Yeah.
To like give to his wife, and it was kind of like, why are you giving her a steel chair? But like, that wasn't even like to me and you. That was like, what's he gonna do with that steel chair?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
kind of thing. But he was just like, he's like, I got you this chair, so like next year you can sit next to me, whatever. And I was like, was that like a weird? It was like a hard allusion towards wrestling.
Yeah,
that,
without
like,
actually saying
or
it.
doing anything. He doesn't even joke about like, he's like, man, you hit harder than that time like I like went through the table when like Stone Cold, like blah blah blah.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, it's just interesting that he doesn't have like 1 or 2 little sentences per episode. He doesn't need to like take a bump.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not expecting that.
But just do something to make use of who he is.
Yeah,
that
well,
he's a wrestler and he's huge.
Yeah, because like if you weren't gonna make those references, why would you name it the Big Show? He doesn't have a name. His name is Big Show in this show. So it's interesting that they seem to stray away from like the title and essentially premise of the show.
Yeah.
So a little disappointing in that. I don't necessarily think that would have saved it for me.
No, yeah.
But odd decision.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Predictions?
Yeah.
Okay, so I said Mick Foley would be a cameo, and he was not. I'd said that we were going to get proven that like Santa was real. And that's not true. Santa's just the Big Show.
He's the Big Show.
I said JJ was gonna want something insane, like a 1992 Toyota Corolla or the replica gun for Rambo First Blood. All she wanted was to hang out with her sisters, which is probably a pretty typical like Christmas Carol little kid thing. And then my last one was I said we were gonna get a mistletoe mommy. There was no mistletoe. There wasn't. I was really worried that the Big Show was gonna pull out a mistletoe, but then he pulled out a steel chair. So, but 0 for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Bummer.
I had Big Show's looking for a coveted toy, which he wasn't really looking for anything. Actual Santa, there was no actual Santa. a wrestler cameo, and there weren't any other wrestler cameos. I did a little bit of Googling, and like there was an episode somewhere in the middle of the season where Mick Foley, Rikishi, and one other wrestler show up.
Like all in the same episode?
All in the same episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Mick Foley was there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Wrong episode.
But wrong
okay,
episode. Cool. And then my last one was that Big Show is in a Santa suit, and that one for sure did
that
show
definitely happened.
because he's Santa at the end. So 1 for me.
All right. Way to go. Way to make that happen.
Yeah.
Man, I don't think I've scored a point in 3 weeks. Because I'll have to just score 4 throughout the whole rest of the season. Just really crush you guys. Okay, listeners, that's going to do it for us and the Big Show show. If you want to send us show suggestions or just let us know, tell us if you really, really enjoyed the show. If you ever gotten your spouse a steel chair for Christmas, let us know. You can hit us up at F&L Podcast on the Gmail, on the Twitter, on the Instagram, all those things. We got them. So let us know. But we'll see you again next week. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.